Training camp is over. The preparation complete. A new season is here. Brooklyn is ready to represent.
Come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. You heard me? We ain't gotta go out, 'cause what? Welcome to my house. It's my house. What? Welcome to my house. It's my house.
And we welcome you to Nets opening night at Barclays Center. The Nets taking on the Chicago Bulls here on Yes. Let's check out the Dodge starting lineups for tonight. Chicago with Snell, Mirotic, Gasol, Butler, and Rose. Noah comes off the bench for the Bulls. Nets go with Joe Johnson, Thaddeus Young, Brook Lopez, Wayne Ellington, and Shane Larkin. Brook Lopez addressing the crowd.
Okay. On behalf of myself, my teammates, and the entire Nets organization, I just want to welcome you guys to opening night. There we go. Okay. We've been hard at work all offseason to put a product on the court that you guys can take pride in, and it will definitely represent Brooklyn. We hope you enjoy the game, and thank you for all your support. Thank you.
Thanks, Brook.
Brook Lopez, 8 years a member of the New Jersey Nets and then the Brooklyn Nets. Lopez and Joe Johnson, the only Nets remaining from the roster they started with 2 seasons ago. That's what's happened, the revamped look for Brooklyn. And the Nets have 8 new players on this year's roster. The Chicago Bulls have a new look as well. It's Fred Hoiberg, first year as a head coach in the NBA. The Mayor, 5 years as the head coach at his alma mater, Iowa State. Former member of the Bulls, also played with Indiana and Minnesota during his 10-year playing career. And Lionel Hollins in his 2nd year as the head coach of the Nets. A very svelte Lionel Hollins, lost some weight during the offseason thanks to Rachel Ray. Mike, I know you're a huge fan of the program.
Yeah, I need to get with Rachel.
We can make that happen.
She did wonders for Lionel. Maybe I can start fitting in some other suits again.
Oh, maybe some of the Atlanta Hawks suits from yesteryear. Those are back in style, Mike.
That's a long time ago.
The plaid is back in style. Corduroy, Mike. It's all about corduroy. Nets basketball in HD is brought to you by Verizon Fios. Leave slow internet behind. Get Fios. So no Jarrett Jack tonight. Shane Larkin makes his 23rd start as an NBA player. All of them coming as a member of the New York Knicks last season. Didn't start in his rookie year with Dallas. But the leadership skills still on display for Jack. Lopez to jump it up with Gasol. The Nets control the tip, and the 40th season for the Nets in the NBA is underway with Derek Stafford, Nick Booker, and Kevin Scott, the officiating crew. Young gets a touch against Mirotic. Leans in, and he travels. Nets turn it over.
You know, it's interesting. In last night's game, Cleveland opened up by posting up Love against Mirotic, and here Brooklyn, maybe scouting that game pretty well last night, so that's the guy we're going after. Let's make him defend in the low post area. Recently,
Joakim Noah banged knees in practice. I'm not sure that's the reason why he's not starting. Fred Hoiberg was looking to make a change in this starting lineup, and Mirotic part of the 5. Outside, Snell rejected by Lopez. Knocked ahead for Johnson. Taking on Jimmy Butler, who's got a new contract. Larkin an open look. Side rim, Young couldn't grab it. Ellington trying to track it down. Ellington getting the start over Bojan Bogdanovic, who's coming off the bench. Catching fire, he's not shy. Nikola Mirotic from the outside.
No, he has a green light to shoot it whenever he's open. He's a terrific long-range shooter, and then chipped in with 9 rebounds last night. So this is a big decision on the coach's part to bench their starting center from a year ago and start Mirotic at the 4 spot.
Young missing on the floater. Joe Johnson matched up with a younger version of himself, Jimmy Butler. The drive by Rose and the speed. Derrick Rose wearing that mask to protect his fractured left orbital bone. He's dealing with blurred vision, but can still put it on the floor and hurt you. Johnson off the double. Ball movement. Ellington, that's why he's here, to shoot it. Over the backboard, out of bounds.
Bottom line, the shot didn't go down, but you like everything that took place in that series. You got a guy who's a shooter, wide open. You swung the ball from left side all the way back over to the right side, and the defense couldn't move as quickly as the ball did. So I would think that so far, Lionel Hollins is happy with the execution. Now it always helps if shots go down.
Nets have won their last 3 home openers as they open up their 4th season here in Brooklyn. Snell stepping in for the injured Mike Dunleavy. His jump shot doesn't go. Butler keeps it alive, but it's controlled by Young. Young drives in, trying to find the open man, but Lopez wasn't open. It's tipped out of there and controlled by the Bulls. Butler gives it up. Mirotic from the corner. Mirotic drains the 3. It's a 7-0 lead for Chicago.
And it's one of the reasons why they made the change in lineup, because Fred Hoiberg felt that they needed to play with another guy who could make shots from the perimeter. Obviously, that guy is Mirotic, and then he was going to worry about that second unit as they got into the season. It'll all work out.
It's an early timeout for Lionel Hollins and the Nets. They're down 7.
And having Jared and Bojan's back, you know, it's a good core that we're bringing back, and then having some young guys that you can see the potential, you know, that they're going to be like young Colts and see them grow. To watch like a Shane Larkin, who I like coming out of college, to give him a chance. Thomas Robinson, who we tried to get last year, give him a chance. You know, look at Bargnani, someone that, you know, has been maligned a little bit throughout his career, but this is the fresh start. We're not looking backwards, we're looking forward with him, and that's what we told him. You got a great opportunity. So I look at this season for us as like we're opening the door for a lot of guys to give them a great opportunity. And that's what's exciting for me, is because there's a little bit of uncertainty, but with that comes excitement.
And tonight's quote book presented by Geico. Nets general manager Billy King. Nets down 7-0 here in the early going to Chicago as Lopez just missed on the push shot. Rose deflected. Larkin gets a piece. Nets have it. Ellington loops it ahead for Young. Picked up by Mirotic. Ball movement. Young a back it. Using the body, and the bank shot goes. Nets are on the board.
Timeouts are exactly what the team needs. Coach lets them regroup. Opening night, everybody a little bit nervous, get the season going. So Lionel Hollins took the timeout, come out, get the first 2 of the evening.
It is the second half of a back-to-back for Chicago. 97-95 win over Cleveland last night. Gasol with a block on James late. Butler in traffic, lays it in. Jimmy Butler, all-star last season, signed a 5-year, $95 million deal during the offseason. Averaged 20 points, 5.5 rebounds per game, most improved player in the NBA. Johnson. It goes, nice touch.
All right, going back to Jimmy Butler, he rolled dice a little bit, didn't he? Because he turned down an offer the year before and said, I'm going to have a great season and bank on the fact that I can get more money.
He bet on himself.
And he did, and he won.
You've done that in your life.
Not like that.
Not that payout.
Not that payout.
Gasol from the outside. Pau Gasol struggled offensively. 1 of 7 from the field against Cleveland last night. He did have 6 blocks.
There you see the beautiful touch of Brook Lopez out at the top of the circle and knocks it down, and none bigger, going back to the block shot you talked about, than that last one at the end of the game. LeBron James driving to tie it up, and Gasol blocks it and knocks it out of bounds.
Mirotic, one-on-one with Young. Gasol out high, turns, off the rim, rebounded by Ellington.
He's touched the ball more in the first quarter tonight than he may have touched it the entire evening last night. Lopez once again, center of the circle, right where he hit the last one. That one goes in and out.
5-point lead for the Bulls. We approach 7 minutes to go. Opening quarter. Rose, tough shot off the spin, using the offhand.
And you can tell Rose knows he's got a much smaller guard on him, so he's trying to take advantage of his size and strength on Larkin.
And it's a challenge for Larkin night in and night out. Defensively, Ellington shovel. Young finishes on the interior.
Nice pass. Young found the ball. He didn't drop it, which was rolling around on his fingertips, and then was able to finish.
High-low action. And Young will pick up a foul as he was battling for position with Mirotic.
So foul on the 30, Thaddeus Young, his first, Brooklyn's first.
Young picks up his first, 6:51 mark of the opening quarter, and the first team foul against Brooklyn. Rose will trigger in with 16 to shoot. High screen, Gasol. Butler using it. The roll. Pau Gasol, fadeaway.
Pretty good summer for that young man as he led Spain to the European Championship, and he was simply sensational.
Won 2 silver medals in the Olympics as a member of the Spanish national team, 2008, 2012. Joe Johnson, way off. Mirotic, the board. 15-8, Bulls. Switch. Young against Butler. Mirotic asking for it against Johnson. 10 to shoot. Butler on a kick for Rose. Forced to give it up. Shot clock winding down. Sticks it. It's a 3 and a foul. Jimmy Butler from long range. Foul on Larkin and a chance at a 4-point play.
Officials obviously paying a lot of attention to defenders moving underneath the jump shooters to try and prevent some type of serious injury.
Donald Sloan will check in.
In from Brooklyn, number 15, Donald Sloan.
From that angle, it's tough to see him going underneath Butler where the contact took place. There you go. See, this time he turns into him, and that's where Butler comes down, and that's where the contact was.
And now wholesale changes being made by Lionel Collins. We mentioned Sloan. Andrea Bargnani will make his Nets debut. Bargnani has totaled 71 games in the last 2 seasons combined, hampered by a hamstring injury during the preseason. Bojan Bogdanovic also into the game for Brooklyn.
And because he's played so few games, what fans really haven't had a chance to see is this guy is a sensational shooter. He's a terrific jump shooter, got a great eye. You get him an open shot, he's going to knock it down, but he just hasn't played enough games, so you get a chance to see him play consecutively, and the same thing during the preseason.
Career 36% from three-point territory, now in his 10th year in the NBA. The former #1 overall pick in the 2006 draft. He's the first #1 overall pick to play for the Nets since Kenyon Martin.
You know, we see both teams now starting to substitute, and last night in that game, Chicago against Cleveland, Cleveland got off to a sensational start against the Bulls. Lopez ducking underneath and gets that nice bounce, soft touch, stepping underneath Gasol. That was the turning point in the game last night. Cleveland came out and was dominating the game, but as soon as they started subbing both teams, Chicago's second unit was just way too strong for Cleveland. They beat up Cleveland team right now.
Snell jump shot doesn't go. Johnson with the board. Aaron Brooks is in the game for Chicago. That's one of the changes. Screen out front. Johnson feeds it. Bargnani. The hard drive. It doesn't go. And a point-blank layup could not finish. Down the floor in a hurry. Snell doesn't hit the bank, but he is going to the free throw line on the bump.
See Lopez show the ball, get Gasol out of position defensively, then steps back underneath the left arm. And I know going into the game tonight, Chicago was very concerned about that matchup. Gasol with Lopez. Lopez seems to dominate Gasol. That's when they love to bring in their former starting center, Joakim Noah. He does a very good job, a much better job, I should say, of guarding Brook Lopez.
So the 2-time All-Star Noah replaces the 5-time All-Star Gasol. And Chicago has extended the lead 21-10 with just over 5 minutes to play in the first. Sloan being harassed by Brooks. Lopez is asking for it against Noah. Hard double from Snell. Noah jars the ball loose, former Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA in 2014. Nets turned it over. Noah feeds. Nobody home. Out of bounds. Chicago coughs it up. Fred Hoiberg will make an adjustment. Doug McDermott in. Tony Snell to the Bulls bench. So McDermott, second-year forward from Creighton, limited action as a rookie, but they believe in his upside and his ability to score at this level.
Well, he was injured during that first season. As a result, didn't get an opportunity to show what he could do, but he played very well in the preseason. They've got a lot of confidence in him. He's a guy who makes shots and he could score.
Bargnani looking rusty, missing from the outside, set up by Sloan. Sloan defending Brooks, trying to work over the screen. Corner jump, McDermott. It's an 11-2 run.
You see a little Kyle Korver in him. Maybe not as athletic, but that's who I liken him to, a Kyle Korver type shooter.
He's got deep range. And if you mention Korver, you're talking about range.
You're talking about a pretty good shooter at that point.
22nd timeout taken, 4:11 mark of this opening quarter. Purchase a Brooklyn Nets family 4-pack presented by McDonald's and see the Nets take on the Boston Celtics on Sunday, November 22nd. You'll get 4 tickets, t-shirts, a $15 food credit per ticket, plus a special McDonald's offer. Call 855-3-GO-NETS to purchase your family 4-pack tonight. So Nets struggling 38% from the field, and they're not stopping the Bulls, shooting 69%. Nets were looking for a little burst offensively from Bogdanovic and Bargnani. It hasn't come yet.
Let's go back and take a look at what Chicago's planning on doing to Lopez in the low post. They come on top, they force him to turn to the baseline side. They don't want him coming back this way. That means this next guy is going to come and trap him along the baseline. A little bit different. You don't see that all the time. San Antonio uses that quite a bit, coming from low opposite to trap somebody that's giving people problems in the low post area. And everybody knows Brook loves to come back to that left shoulder, so they're going to force him to go to the right shoulder and come with that next guy immediately.
And for Brooklyn, number 24, Rondae Hollis Jefferson.
Rondae Hollis Jefferson makes his NBA debut, the rookie out of Arizona, 23rd pick overall. He gets his first touch, 7 to shoot. Under 4 minutes to play in the first. Bogdanovic looking for an opening. Strokes the jumper and connects.
Job that time. Chicago switched out at the end. Mirotic tried to challenge the jump shot, but Bogdanovic just had enough room to get it up over the top.
Pretty tough assignment for Hollis Jefferson in his first NBA action, taking on Jimmy Butler. A foul called out front. It'll work against Bargnani.
He just drilled the screen at that time, basically ran right through the screener. He didn't want anybody setting screens on him.
4th team foul against Brooklyn, 0 fouls against the Bulls. Noah hands it off, McDermott. Leaning jump shot, no. Rebounded by Hollis Jefferson. On the push. Bargnani loses the basketball. Mirotic up the floor in a hurry. Butler to the cutter. Noah misses on the jam. Bargnani couldn't grab it. McDermott keeps it alive from Mirotic and a new shot clock. Feed the post, good denial. And that's what they loved about him. Hollis Jefferson, the effort on the defensive end.
Came up over the top side, got that long arm in there, got the deflection.
Sloan's jump shot doesn't go. Hollis Jefferson, the wingspan is 7'2". He's 6'7". Mirotic, a feed for Butler. Under 3 minutes to play now in the opening quarter. Fade away, Butler, book it.
He has just gotten better and better each season. So comfortable now shooting the basketball, puts it on the floor, takes it to the basket, and really works at the defensive end of the floor.
He does a little bit of everything for them. Bogdanovic lines it up, side rim. Rebounded by Mirotic, 1 and done for the Nets.
And Brook Lopez read it correctly. He knew the guy was coming along the baseline. He turned, looked to the middle of the floor, threw opposite.
The speed and a creative shot from Aaron Brooks. The Bulls have their largest lead. Brooks on the dribble penetration. Bogdanovic turns and connects, +1. Bojan Bogdanovic will head to the free throw line when we come back. 28-14 Bulls. Aaron Brooks turning on the Jets and switching hands off the window. Nice spin. Fall evening in New York. And yes, it's that time. Cold Hard Facts, they're brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light. It's the Fratello Fun Facts.
Let's go back a long time ago. Remember this day now, okay? In the New York Harbor, as you know, our president at that time, Grover Cleveland, dedicates the Statue of Liberty. And that's when the first ticker tape parade took place. Workers just spontaneously were throwing ticker tape into the streets as the statue was being dedicated. And then, you know, Chicago has approximately 2.7 million people. That's in Chicago. Brooklyn has 2.6 million people.
Fascinating. Very fascinating.
And then today,
Yeah.
a little something special for you,
Whoa.
buddy. It is National Chocolate Day.
Whoa.
So here's chocolate for you.
Whoa.
Chocolate for you and the guys.
Whoa.
Bunches. Look at them all over the
Whoa.
place.
Wow, that's a lot of chocolate.
National
There's,
Chocolate Day today.
I got the golden ticket, didn't
Yeah,
I?
you did. Yeah, whatever you want.
This is all for me, Mike?
All for you. You might share if you'd like. There are people around you looking.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, this is a fun size, like you. 28-15. Mike, thank you very much. You're a giver. You're a natural giver. Under 2 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Lopez on a bounce and gets to Bargnani, and he scores on the interior.
Great execution that time. Lopez knew exactly where to look. Bounce pass into the post. He gave it right back to Bargnani. Here you see the back door by Chicago.
Knocked away. Sloan trying to push the tempo here and get some early shots. Hollis Jefferson put some English on it, but unable to convert.
Tried a Thad Young move. It just didn't work out, did it?
He's been hanging around Thaddeus Young. Noah going with the left hand. Bargnani couldn't grab it. Gibson does. And Bargnani off the miss. Comes away with it. Nets with Sloan. He's fouled. Free throws coming up for the veteran Donald Sloan.
Got a thick body. He came at Brooks full speed, and then once he had him backing up on his heels, just initiated the contact, and official had to blow the whistle.
Mike, do you have a bag for this chocolate by any chance?
I do. I'll get it to you in a while.
See the Brooklyn Nets live at Barclays Center. They take on the Milwaukee Bucks Monday, November 2nd. The Los Angeles Lakers on Friday, November 6th. And the Atlanta Hawks on Wednesday, November 17th. 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or log on to BrooklynNets.com to purchase your tickets tonight.
I know I'm looking at this at Aaron Brooks, who's done a terrific job in the NBA, coming off the bench, supplying a lot of energy and points. But the thing about Chicago's franchise, they just seem to find that small guard that's done a great job for him. John Lucas III was with him, Nate Robinson was with him, Aaron Brooks. They find that guy that fits the spot they're looking for.
And financially, it makes sense. They get him at 1 year, $2.25 million. McDermott, no. Sloan going with a purpose. Hollis Jefferson unable to gather. And it's controlled by Noah, a ferocious rebounder.
You've got to finish when you get to the rim. Those point guards going in there, got to convert.
7-0 run for the Nets. Brooks is off the mark, but knocked out of there once again by the Bulls. They are out-rebounding the Nets 14-7 in the opening quarter. There's a 7-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Neither team has a foul to give here. Brooks using the Noah screen. Thomas Robinson is in. Hollis Jefferson draws the assignment. Tough delivery. It goes. Aaron Brooks on a fadeaway.
Tough shot. Long arm in his face. He's falling down and knocks it down.
Bogdanovich loses the ball. Turnover with 3.1 on the clock and an 11-point Bulls lead.
Did a nice job. Got the step-back move that he wanted to create the space, and then just lost the handle on the ball.
2 seconds. 1 second. Brooks at the horn. It doesn't go. End of one. The new season is here. And the Nets are down against the Bulls. 30-19 Chicago. With the second quarter coming up. Opening night at Barclays Center. Nets basketball on Yes. Nets basketball on Yes is brought to you by Ticketmaster, the official way to buy and sell verified Brooklyn Nets and Barclays Center tickets. By Papa John's. Use promo code NETSWIN for 50% off at papajohns.com the day after every Nets win. And by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda now at your Honda dealer. And we start the second quarter here in Brooklyn. Ian Eagle, Mike Fratello, Sarah Kustok, and the rest of our Yes Network crew. Great to see Bob Lorenz and Jim Spinarkle on hand as well. It's a full house.
I bet Jim shows up, walks in and says to me, "What are you doing here? You have the wrong assignment tonight, trying to fool me."
What are you doing here, Mike?
Next to you, my partner.
30-19 Chicago. We'll reset the lineups in a moment. Brooks drills the triple to open up the second quarter. The Nets have Sloan, Hollis Jefferson, Bogdanovich, Bargnani, and Robinson. Only one player that was on the team last year currently on the floor. It's Bojan Bogdanovich. Hollis Jefferson out of bounds, and now Shane Larkin getting ready to check in. The Bulls have Brooks, McDermott, Noah, E'Twaun Moore, and Taj Gibson. Kick out for Moore. On a cross, Moore, nice acceleration on a scoop to the hoop. E'Twaun Moore now in his 5th year in the NBA, and he's found a home in Chicago.
Yeah, they used him last night ahead of Heinrich. Heinrich didn't get in the game last night against Cleveland, so you were thinking that maybe tonight Coach would go to Heinrich, not wanting to play the veteran in back-to-back games, but he went right back to Moore. Moore did a very good job last night. Hit a couple big shots with him down the stretch.
No Jarrett Jack tonight. Sore left hamstring, happened in practice on Thursday. So Shane Larkin, who started, is back in there. Bargnani showing off the shooting range.
That's all he needs, a little bit of space. That time, a little down screen on Bargnani. He winds up open, he gets it off so quickly. He's got such a high release.
He signed a 2-year, $2.9 million deal. That was coming off a 5-year, $50 million deal he had signed with Toronto previously. Bogdanovich, tough delivery, and he's got that shooter's touch off the iron and down.
A little bit of concern about his ankle, still not 100%. So they're hoping that early on here that there's no problems with it.
Stepping through, Robinson with a steal. It's a 2-on-1. Hollis Jefferson takes it himself and lays it in. Well executed. Robinson and Hollis Jefferson, the young players that Billy King talked about earlier.
You don't normally see a 3- and 4-man out on a fast break like that. They did a very nice job of handling it. Under control, gave it up at the right time.
It's a 6-0 run for the Nets to cut the Bulls' lead to 10.
Step up, interception, now read that defense, make the pass, have somebody that can finish it at the rim.
August 27th was a heartbreaking day for the Nets family, NBA, and loved ones of Daryl Dawkins, who died suddenly of a heart attack at age 58. He was beloved around the league for his passion, generosity, and of course, incredible talent, known as Chocolate Thunder for his high-flying, ferocious dunks and the intensity he always brought with his love of the game. Dawkins, a member of the Nuts from 1982 through 87, and earlier tonight here at Barclays Center, Nets great Albert King, GM Billy King, and Nets exec Leo Erline honored his wife Janice and children who continue to carry out his legacy. Dawkins certainly missed around the league by his family and by so many here tonight.
Sarah, thank you. In addition to being such an incredible talent and a showman, he was a kind soul. If you ever had a chance to be around Daryl Dawkins, he just brought joy to people.
Just
Lit up a room.
Fun talking to him. He always had time, stop, say hello. And on the court, he was something to deal with, boy.
Andrea Bargnani, the drive, and puts it down. Bargnani scoring after Derrick Rose just put up a bucket. Fred Hoiberg has put his starters back in, minus Gibson and Moore. Here's Gasol, the versatility, ability to use that left hand. Mobile, dangerous in the post-up. Up and unders have always been a big part of his game. Hollis Jefferson, if he can develop that part of his game, he could be a real weapon in this league. Rondae Hollis Jefferson, top-notch defender. The questions come on the offensive end. Gasol against Bargnani. International matchup. It's an offensive foul. Spain against Italy, and Italy wins that mini battle.
Bargnani did a good job moving his feet, gets that hand up to challenge the jump shot, and then anticipates which way he's going, and maybe did a little good job of selling that one.
Sophia Loren, acting job?
Acting job.
Lionel Hollins has found a combination that's working. The Nets are 5 of 5 from the field in this quarter. Foul called against the Bulls. Snell picks it up. Second team foul against Chicago.
In that first quarter, the starting unit shot 5 for 11, which isn't terrible, but it's not great. But then the second unit came on and shot only 3 of 9. So it's so much easier when the ball's going down and you get a good look.
Snell called for the foul. That's number 2 on Snell. 19 fouls now starting to add up for Chicago. That's number 3 on the Bulls. Thaddeus Young will check in. Young will take Bargnani's spot on the floor. So Andrea Bargnani, after missing his first couple of attempts, made his next 3. 6 points in 9 minutes of action for Bargnani. That's what Billy King had in mind.
I like what you're seeing out there tonight. If he can just remain healthy.
Young knocks it down off the bench, and they go right to him. The Nets have cut it to single digits, 39-31 Chicago. E'Twaun Moore puts it on the floor, takes it at Larkin, and that has been a clear message received from these players coming from the coaching staff. Attack Shane Larkin. Young puts it on the deck. And sweeping move, he tips it in. Thaddeus Young gets the rebound, credit for that, and the deuce.
The athleticism, first shot lefty, second one righty as he tipped it in there. Gibson caught underneath the backboard. And watch this as he comes to the basket. Here's your left-hander, misses. There's the right-hand tip to follow it back up again. And to go back to that Larkin situation that you mentioned, we've seen Chicago attack him a couple times tonight, feeling their guards are stronger, bigger. So you have to make some adjustments with that. Perhaps you ask him to go down the floor defensively, pick up the ball higher, and then he's got to work at not giving the ball back to those guards if they're going to attack him that way.
Catch and fire. Snell with a rainbow delivery. It's a 3. Tony Snell, now in his 3rd year in the league. First 2 seasons shot it at 35% from downtown. He can score.
Remember the trickle-down effect. If Dunleavy was here and Snell was at the second unit, think how strong the second unit would be then for Chicago.
Hollis Jefferson the flip, using the window. Mike Dunleavy is out after back surgery. Good pivot on the interior. It's Taj Gibson. He has really learned how to work that paint area as a pro.
And what they like with the second unit, people are saying that's not a good combination. He along outside with Noah, but Noah's an excellent passer, sets terrific screens. Gibson, as we just saw, can really post up.
Robinson, high arcing delivery is off. Bulls are more than happy to give him that shot. Rose trying to break down the defender off the dribble, and a foul call before the shot from Derrick Rose.
Thaddeus Young that time trying to play post defense on Gibson, called for that foul, and perhaps he needs to start coming around and fronting Gibson rather than playing behind. He's fouling if he's in that type of situation. Let him throw the lob over the top, come with the next help defender.
Second foul on Young, and a steal. Johnson is in the game. Johnson gets the step on Butler. Johnson finds the open man. Larkin shooting practice. Rims out, tip in goes inside Robinson.
Thomas Robinson.
And Larkin has to make those open shots, okay? Because of his size, because of potential liability. He is the defensive end of the floor. When he's open, he's got to knock him down.
46-37, stripped to the ball, Rose loses it. Robinson on the push, Robinson to the hoop, doesn't go, but a foul. Robinson will head to the free throw line, shoots it at just 54% in his career, but the Nets aggressive, and the 3rd foul on Snell.
See once again the attack off the dribble and the foul taking place, and again the beginning of the play was Rose trying to attack Larkin.
Doug McDermott getting ready to check in. Snell looking for an explanation from Booker. Robinson, first attempt is good. 46-38. McDermott in. Snell takes a seat. Nets have Larkin, Hollis Jefferson, Johnson, Young, and Robinson.
I don't know, we've talked from the beginning of the game about Brook Lopez and having to take that next step to lead this team, but the other guy who has to step up, realizing who's around him, Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson has to be assertive when he's out there, understanding that Brook is their post threat, he's their big guy on the inside. When he looks around and sees the rest of the team and what they're comprised of, with Jack out injured right now.
That's the effort of Hollis Jefferson, barreling into the front row, but this is what he brings to the table: athleticism, and he just goes for broke.
And that was the wrong hand. He reached in with the left arm rather than the right arm on a denial and still got to the ball and deflected it.
That was very close to trainer Tim Walsh needing a trainer.
Collision on the trainer.
Yeah. Gasol, drop step, over Robinson. Al Gasol has been doing that forever.
It's too big, too long, and too talented in the low post. Robinson too small for Gasol.
48-39 Bulls. Johnson, outside Larkin. The ball is stopped with Larkin. He drives in. Oh, creative and crafty. Shane Larkin going to the basket.
Got it up on the backboard before the big man could come over and block it.
The Bulls have made their last 6 shots, but the Nets have cut into the Chicago lead. It's 48-41. They collapse on Gasol. Dump it down low. Denied! Robinson rejects Gibson.
So 3 white jerseys around him as he started to go up.
Nets chip it away. We approach 5 minutes to go in this first half. Johnson one-on-one. Isolation against Butler. Johnson draws a double. Johnson, tough shot, doesn't go. Tip in. Robinson got his hands on it, but couldn't control. Butler streaks ahead. Butler picked up by Hollis Jefferson. Gasol looking down low, instead he'll take the J and connect.
You have to understand that when Gasol is out at the top of the circle, Robinson's got to get up there and pressure him. You can't let him just look over everything that's going on behind you or shoot that jumper. This is my second most favorite time of the game. Obviously, Fun Facts being my first favorite, but it's time for Who Am I? Presented by Cadillac. All right, the first one. My hobbies include bowling and paintball.
Bowling and paintball.
You and Sarah can guess. All right, next. I have more than 49,000 followers.
I'm going to go Rondé Hollis
Oh, that's
Jefferson.
what I was
Can
gonna
cut
go.
in? But I said it first.
You did.
Well, here we go. The third one. I am the first athlete to do this since 1957. Ooh. I'm going to take Thad Young.
Yeah, Thaddeus Young. I'm going to change mine.
I beat you to that.
Wait a second. I get no guesses?
Wait, Bert just cheated off both of us.
All right, what do you got?
Who am I?
It's Thaddeus Young.
Oh.
Oh, Mike, you're 1-0. He's the first pro athlete to live in Brooklyn since the Dodgers left.
Oh.
Mike, don't get cocky.
I'm undefeated this season.
You are. You're the champ. Brook Lopez checks in and knocks down the jump shot.
See what they're doing now. Because of the double teams taking Brook out of the low post area, Lionel Hollins has moved him around, started to move him outside a little bit, where Brook can face up and hit that jumper.
Mirotic is in. His 3-ball doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Hollis Jefferson. He has given the Nets quality minutes in his NBA debut. Larkin leaves it for the open man. Johnson inside for 2.
There's the aggressiveness I was talking about by Joe Johnson. At the beginning, he was creating shots for other people. Joe Johnson needs to step up now, start getting some field goal attempts up there, knocking some buckets down, and get to the free throw line. Not one of the starters for the Nets has gotten a free throw attempt.
And another turnover for Chicago. That has been a problem in this first half for Fred Hoiberg. 10 turnovers for the Bulls. The Nets in the second quarter are 12 of 16. Just 1 turnover. Lopez, Brook it. 50-47. The Nets have cut it to 3. Lopez with 8 points in 12 minutes of action. Rose stripped to the ball, and Larkin is called for the foul. That's the second team foul on the Nets.
Larkin try to get back in front of him again. Rose, probably 90% of his drives have been going to his left-hand side. And I'm wondering if part of that is because of the knee problems where he feels stronger pushing off that right leg going to the basket.
Now they're going to give Rose 2 shots. Derrick Rose at the free throw line, 81% in his career. Shooting foul called against Larkin. That's his second. And Markel Brown getting ready to check in. Brown, oblique injury, missed the preseason. I never thought Rose got into the shooting motion. He flailed the arms at the end.
I'm not sure he wasn't hit by Joe Johnson as he went by Joe. Joe reaching out, so it would not have been a foul on Larkin.
Derrick Rose now with 8 points. It's 52-47 Chicago.
Brooklyn has to be happy where they are right now, considering how this game started out for them. Giving up 30 points and only scoring 19.
Open look. Thaddeus Young drains it.
Joe Johnson.
The assist by Joe Johnson. The Nets down 52-49. We hit 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. Working around the perimeter. Mirotic goes cross court to the front row. And Tim Walsh on the receiving end. Another turnover for the Bulls. That's 11. It's a 20-9 Brooklyn run. Mike, it's that time. Time for Catching Up with Kustot. Brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company. Where are you, Sarah?
Lucky for me, I'm catching up with Jimmy Spanarkel. Jim's here to do halftime with Bob Lorenz. But first, Jim, what are your impressions so far of this team in this half that we've seen?
I think the couple of things stuck out for me, Sarah. I think the beginning of the game, I think you saw a veteran Bulls team, a team that's comfortable with one another, that had good chemistry, where you were seeing the Nets with Shane Larkin as a new point guard trying to figure out their offense. I thought the second unit did a good job coming back. I thought they brought some energy to the floor. I thought they cut into the lead pretty nicely, and I thought it was contagious also that the starters then came back as Lionel Hollins put them back into the game. They started to mesh a little bit better also.
You talked about some of the second unit guys that came in. Anyone in particular that stood out to you of these new faces?
Well, I think a couple of the guys, you know, Jefferson obviously did a nice job, I thought, with his activity. I like the fact that Bargnani, quite candidly, missed his first 2 shots. They were okay. He missed a layup and he missed a little 10-foot jumper, but I thought he looked very good and smooth for his minutes on the floor.
Jimmy, as always, thank you for your time. We look forward to hearing you at halftime with Bob Lorenz.
Thank you. Back up to Bob.
As long as you don't kick out the czar before it's over.
Yeah, this has been very strange. These worlds colliding tonight with you and Jim here together. And the problem for me is you're both very needy. Gasol knocks it down.
Needy in what way?
Well, we got to get back to the action, Mike. I'm sorry. 54-49, the Bulls in front. We approach 2 minutes to play in this first half. Bob Lorenz, Jim Spanarkel will have you covered at the half. Lopez inside. It's good, and a foul. Brooke Lopez heading to the free throw line. A chance for 3.
He's got such great concentration when he starts to the rim. Eyes focused all the time. Big man floating from the foul line area inside, takes the contact, never takes his eyes off the rim, finishes and goes to the line for a possible 3-point play. When you're looking at it, one thing that's jumping out early on, only 6 turnovers up to this point for Brooklyn, which have led to only 5 points for Chicago. On the other hand, Chicago, 11 turnovers, 14 points for Brooklyn. For the entire game last night against Cleveland, Chicago had only 13 turnovers for 15 points.
Bulls led this one by as many as 16 as Lopez is off the mark on his first free throw attempt of the season. 54-51 Chicago. 4/5 of the starting lineup is in for the Bulls. Rose. Crowded. Gasol. Off. Rebounded by Lopez. It's Brown, Hollis Jefferson, Johnson, Lopez, and Young. So Markel Brown is at the point. Lopez drains it. Brooke Lopez, you have to respect his perimeter game.
Gasol needs to close out on him a little bit harder and take away that set shot from the top of the circle.
Yeah, Gasol and Lopez are banging bodies. Reach in before the shot. So that's the 3rd team foul, first in the last 2 minutes against Brooklyn. Bulls will have it on the side with 15 to shoot.
both starting centers. Brook Lopez, 6 of 8 from the floor. Pau Gasol, 6 of 8 from the floor. 12 points apiece up to this point in the game.
Gasol will get a breather. Joakim Noah is in.
Trying to bring somebody in that's a better defender that has had an effect on Lopez in the past. Gasol sits down. Now they bring the defender in, Noah.
Butler using the Noah screen. Johnson trying to work through it. Lopez helps. Butler on a kick. Shot clock is winding down. Mirotic dribbles in. Misses from 2-point range, and it's tipped home by Butler. Rising up, Jimmy Butler does it all.
Yeah, but give credit to Joe Johnson, who chased Mirotic off the 3-point line and made him take that bad 2-point shot.
Hollis Jefferson extended action. Markel Brown. Post-up opportunity. Lopez the rip move. Oh, it's good! And a foul! Brook Lopez. Off-balance delivery. And a chance at an old-fashioned 3-point play. Joakim Noah. And they're not going to count the basket.
I don't agree with that at all. I think that's a basket and a foul.
So Nick Bookert is telling Lionel Hollins, hey, that's a rip move, so he's going to get 2 free throws. The basket will not count.
And for the viewers who may not be following what we're talking about here, the league instituted players who are swinging their arms through intentionally to initiate the contract. Watch as Lopez now comes across, and he's trying to get the ball back to his right side, in my opinion, because he's a right-handed shooter. He wasn't intentionally trying to go through the arms of Noah. The official's interpretation is that he was, and they took the basket away.
But you know what I think also plays a role here, Mike? Brooks' reputation through the years.
He has done that very well for the years.
So he got away with it for many years, and now the officials might just automatically assume that it's a rip move from Lopez because they've seen it time and time again. Butler draws a foul on the outside and ends up on the floor. He will head to the free throw line. The Nets are over the limit with 37.2 to play in this first half. Joe Johnson picks up the personal. That's number 2.
As you know, and the officials meet before the game and they talk in their locker room about each player on each team and certain things that they like to do that we have to, the officiating group has to look out for.
Yep.
Certain guys like to flop, so they'll talk about that at the defensive end. Other players, like Brook, use that rip-through move to try and get to the free throw line.
Wayne Ellington is in. He replaces Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Terrific debut for the rookie. 15 minutes, 6 points, 3 rebounds, a presence on the defensive end. Exactly what the Nets visualized when they took him in the first round. Jump shot doesn't go for Markel Brown. And there's a 4-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Maybe the Nets were thinking 2 for 1 there. Not a great shot and not a whole lot of time left. Butler defended by Johnson. High screen from Noah. Lopez shows. Kick out. Open look. Jump shot doesn't go. Moore. Nets running. Bogdanovich loses the ball. Rose scoops it up. 2 seconds. 1 second. Mirotic at the horn. No good. And we hit the break. The Nets down 3 to the Chicago Bulls. Brooklyn shoots 16 of 23 in the second quarter to get back into it. They trail by as many as 16. They're now down by 3 at halftime. Bob Lorenz, Jim Spinarco coming up. Brooklyn Nets basketball on Yes Day. Fall is your chance to get a touchdown dance-worthy deal on the 2015 Hyundai Sonata. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2015 models. Getting ready for second half action in Brooklyn, 58-55. The Bulls leading the Nets. Mike, it is time for another season of Where Brooklyn At. We're going to flash back. May 2nd, last spring, 58th Annual New York Emmy Awards Gala at the Marriott Marquis, Times Square. The Emmy goes to you. Mike Fratello, color commentary for Brooklyn Nets coverage. Mike, you were unable to attend that night, but wait! We've got something for you. Take a look right here. Amanda and Maria have your Emmy Award. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
The
Appreciate
Czar.
it. Thank you. Thank you, partner.
Speech.
Thank you. No
Speech.
I want to thank all the people. Yes, you, my partners.
Really? What about Amanda and Maria?
Both of them. Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing it over. Appreciate it, gang. Okay. This is a great honor. Very, very proud of it.
Are you going to check this, or is this going to be overhead storage?
Yeah.
Right here.
I hate to put it here because they throw the, the rosin all over it. But
Yeah, it looks good.
think the officials care that I have it up there?
I think maybe, yeah, they might take it away.
I'm just hoping Timmy Welsh doesn't come over and throw any stuff on it. There's Tim.
Timmy just pointed at the
Yeah,
enemy.
he
All
liked
right,
it.
let's get the coaching points right now
Thank you.
from Sarah Kustok. Sarah.
Thanks so much, Bird. Yeah, Tony Brown took us inside the Nets locker room, and I asked him what the change was in the second quarter offensively. He said he felt like it started at the defensive end. The pressure that they were able to put on the Bulls allowed them some easy opportunities and got them in a rhythm. A big part of what they're trying to do offensively is play at a quicker pace, get more tempo. He felt like they were able to do that, and also he said the second unit came in, created energy, got things active, and then when some of the starters came back in, like a Brook Lopez and Thad Young, they were able to play in that type of flow. But he said a big point of this second half is just going to be having a presence inside, banging inside the paint, and also making sure they're continuing to hit their open jump shots to stretch the floor.
Sarah, there's no doubt. It was contagious. When that second unit came in, they started to click. And then slowly the offensive mentality picked up for the starters when they checked back in. Thaddeus Young and Brook Lopez in particular.
But ironically, it was the second unit for Chicago last night that turned the game around against the Cavaliers. Wound up 30-20 at the end of the game in favor of Chicago with their second unit scoring. Here the next second unit turning the game around.
Butler comes up short to open up the second half. The Nets trail by 3. Looping feed for Ellington. Goes behind the back. Lopez isn't there. Larkin is. Nice chase down. Lopez stripped away. And Butler will streak in. The throwdown by Butler.
Brook started to pull away from the pass rather than coming to meet the ball. He started to pull away to make his move to the basket. That's when Butler stepped up and intercepted.
The Nets caught a break when Larkin got in front of Rose on the first steal attempt. Johnson jump shot off the mark. Good box out there by Gasol. Get it ahead for Snell. It's a 5-point lead for the Bulls, up by as many as 16 in the first half. Gasol, no good. Tracked down by Ellington. Chicago trying to start 2-0 for just the second time in the last 13 years. Ellington to the hoop. He was looking for a call. It didn't come.
Ellington really struggled 6.5 minutes in the first half. When you look at that plus and minus 11 when he was on the floor.
Snell a 3. Uncontested rebound to Johnson. Joe Johnson, 2 of 6 from the field. Kickball off of Butler. Shot clock will stay at 19. And the Nets will toss it in. Ellington, Johnson, Larkin, Lopez, and Young. 5 on the floor for Brooklyn. Rose, Snell, Mirotic, Butler, and Gasol for Chicago. Johnson in heavy traffic. Knocked out of bounds. That's off of Chicago. Nets will retain it.
He got a little bit of attention that time from the Chicago defense. 4 red jerseys surrounding Joe Johnson on the field goal attempt.
Nets only have 6 seconds to work with here. Johnson, the trigger man, bounces for Larkin. Taking the baseline and out of bounds. Nets cough it up. They limited the turnovers in that first half, but now they're up to 9 overall, 11 for Fred Hoiberg's squad.
I see a real commitment by Derrick Rose at the defensive end of the floor. He is getting down, getting after it. I saw the same thing last night against Cleveland.
Rose, the zigzag doesn't go. Gasol couldn't tip it in. Johnson leading the break. Finds Larkin on a wing. Larkin jump shot. No. One and done for the Nets. Rebounded weak side by Snell. Nestor now at 51% from the field. The problem is the Bulls are at 52%. Mirotic got off to a hot start. Good feed inside for Snell, who banks it in.
He held off Joe Johnson with that left shoulder, created a little bit of space, and he's got really long arms. Snell was able to bank it in off the glass.
7-foot wingspan for the 6'7" Tony Snell. Out of bounds, Nets hold on to it, 14 to shoot. They trail 62-55, yet to score in this second half.
Lionel Hollins helping the official out, saying, how could Pau Gasol deflect that pass unless he's coming over the back of Brook Lopez?
Nets have not made a three. Chicago 38%. Larkin the drive. Teardrop rims in. Shane Larkin using his speed.
So sometimes when your jumper's not going down, you change up a little bit. You attack the rim, maybe you get fouled, go to the free throw line, or you get that little floater like Larkin did.
Just about 3 minutes gone by in this third quarter. Nets trail by 5 to the Bulls. Mirotic way outside, defended by Johnson. Foul called. Joe Johnson. A little exchange after the play between Johnson and Mirotic. That is the third foul on Johnson.
Well, good. He didn't call that going up in the act of shooting, so he's just giving it to him out on the side.
12 to shoot. Rose poked away and a foul as Gasol was looking to make his way towards the rim. Lopez is charged with the push.
I think Derek Stafford, the official, felt that Lopez was holding on after the screen was set by Gasol and he tried to roll out of there. That's where he felt Brook was holding.
Snell tosses in for Gasol. 2 quick fouls against the Nets. Rose, the spin. Rose puts it in and a foul. Derrick Rose with a chance for 3.
Brook Lopez may have to get back there and help out a little bit on Larkin, especially when you see that Rose has him posted up right here. This is where Brook may have to come back, give some help. If he kicks it out to Gasol for the jump shot, you live with that. He comes out on him, challenge it, and live with it.
Rose's free throw extends the lead to 8. Nets have never led. 8:42 to go in the third. Larkin is off the mark. Nets cut a 16-point lead down to 1. Now they're in jeopardy of trailing by double digits again. Rose directing traffic. Butler drives, dishes, Snell a 3, bottom.
Another guy who spent a lot of time now in the offseason working on his perimeter game. He knew if he was going to get minutes, he was going to have to start to make shots.
It's a 10-2 run. Timeout called by Brooklyn. They trail by 11. Take a look at the Nets' upcoming schedule. It's brought to you by Barclays Center. Mike Fratello.
Well, we know where we are tonight. That is here. Now let's go down. Let me tell. What is this one? Ready? Hold on. Who's this right here? What's that look like to you?
That's a spur.
Okay. Very good. It is. Actually, what is this right here?
That's a grizzly bear.
It is. It is exactly. All right, ready? What is this?
That's a deer, a buck.
A buck.
Yep.
You're unbelievable.
I'm going to go undefeated this year.
Last
I'm
chance.
locking in. It's like a Vulcan mind meld.
Last chance.
And that's a hawk.
That's it. You are unbelievably perfect.
That's
tonight.
right. No, not just tonight. For the season.
You may get everyone.
Yes.
I didn't hear Sarah guessing.
I mean, no, she's not involved in this game.
Okay.
68-57. Chicago. Thaddeus Young with Donald Sloan now running the point. Young, he's got those crafty moves on the interior.
I'll see what Sloan is doing, picking up the ball in the backcourt, trying to put a little more pressure on Rose, and then perhaps now don't let him have it back so he can operate one-on-one against you.
Nets are just 2 of 8 in the quarter. Rose missing on the floater. Sloan gets into the offense quickly here, and a foul called. Derrick Rose is going to get a tee. Just had some choice words for Nick Booker. Mask or no mask, you could tell what he was thinking and saying.
He wanted to call at the other end when he was going to the rim. He felt he got hit on the way up, so he was very upset that he came out at this end, wound up saying something, as you mentioned, he shouldn't have said.
Joe Johnson gets the roll, his first free throw attempt of the season.
You'll see him attack the middle. This is where he felt that contact right there should have earned him 2 free throw attempts. That's why he had something to say. A little bit of hip action right there. He turns to the official, says something. There's your tee.
So the Nets now down by 8. Chance to cut a little deeper into this lead. Lopez puts it on the floor. Lopez off balance delivery. Long rebound to Mirotic.
I'd like to get a better shot than that one.
Working around the perimeter. Rose with a purpose. Rejected by Lopez, but a foul.
He was determined to make the official blow the whistle that time. As soon as he caught it, he was out of there. First step, ball on the floor, attack the rim.
Derrick Rose, 2 shots.
Good job by Brook. Taking the basket.
Yeah, just don't let it get to the rim. Shot would have counted if it went down. Rose gets the roll on the first attempt. Bulls are up by 9. The MVP in the NBA in 2011. Fred Hoiberg taking over for Tom Thibodeau. Hoiberg played for the Bulls from 1999 to 2003. The questions with Rose, Mike, and for Fred Hoiberg will be, can Rose stay healthy? Sloan right through the hands of Lopez. Net's fortunate. Ellington there. 13 to shoot. Ellington just looking to get involved here. Reverse doesn't go. And the rebound ripped down by Gasol.
Remember, it's been a long time for Chicago. They haven't had a minute's limitation on a Derrick Rose. The fact that he played just over 32 minutes last night comes right back tonight, and he's not limited in the number of minutes he can play. That's a good thing.
Off the Butler miss. Young, long strides. Ellington on a kick. Ball is popping. Lopez, the leader, doesn't go. And rebounded by Snell. He boxes out Young. Cross court, Mirotic, catch and shoot. 3 ball, no good. Ellington is 0 of 3 from the field. Sloan is 0 of 2. And that's the backcourt right now for Brooklyn. Johnson wants to take it at Mirotic. He draws the foul. He's going to get 2 free throws.
Mirotic trying to help the official out, saying, I fouled him when it was on the ground. But the official doesn't feel the same way.
So it's rare that a player will admit to a foul. Mirotic admits to the foul, but disagreed with when the foul took place.
Just trying to get the coaches off his back. He figured if I foul, at least let me foul and not give up any points.
Johnson at the free throw line. Now 2 out of 2. Bogdanovich will check in. He replaces Ellington. Ellington, the last time he was a starter on opening night 5 years ago for the Minnesota Timberwolves, 2010 season opener. Ellington coming over as a free agent from the Lakers. Johnson goes 1 out of 2.
And you know, one of the reasons that Lionel Hollins may be starting Ellington is because of shot distributions. Bogdanovich could very easily be the starter there, but they need him to score for that second unit, and they know that Joe Johnson and Brook Lopez are going to take the majority of the shots, with Jack being the third guy on the first unit.
Shot clock winding down. Gasol, that sweeping move. Foul is called, a bailout, as Gasol was going to take a tough shot going against the grain, and it's the second foul on Lopez.
Pau Gasol felt he'd gotten hit in the face immediately when he first caught the ball and faced up. He thought Lopez hit him in the face. Then he put it down on the ground.
Gasol, 12 points, 6 rebounds. Signed a 3-year, $22 million deal prior to last season. Then made the All-Star team. 2 NBA titles as a member of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Future Hall of Famer, right?
I would agree. I think he is. 5 All-Star games to his credit. One of the international stars in the NBA. I think he'll be in Springfield. I agree.
No question.
72-61 Chicago. Johnson, the stutter step. Johnson, tip in, no. Gets another chance. Moses Malone style, the late Moses Malone. Johnson scores on the inside.
And Joe stayed after that when he missed the floater, but 2 more tips, got him a bucket.
Gasol sizing up Lopez. Young fakes on a double. Gasol loses the ball off his leg. Out of bounds.
Thank Thaddeus Young for getting that arm in there. He bothered him enough to try and put it down. Now watch Joe. He has to look wide open, misses first tip, second tip, gets it back in.
Again, Nets trying to get into their offense quickly here. Young, the pull-up pump. Back of the iron, he vacated the area, and Rose stepped in for the rebound.
The problem is you can't chase that ball, because if you miss it, then they've got a wide open layup at the other end.
Lefty scoop doesn't go. From Rose, Sloan up the floor in a hurry. Lopez filling the lane, in and out. Tip in, that doesn't go. Lopez denied by Gasol. Young missed on the initial attempt. Would have cut it to 7. Foul called on Young. For a moment, it appeared he took the chair out from under Mirotic, but Nick Booker says he got the knee in there.
You see the two white jerseys up there trying to keep it alive. Lopez sticks those big hands back up there again. They're battling against each other, Young and Lopez. And because he's behind the backboard, he had to expose the ball, and that's the reason it got blocked.
As well as the Nets shot in the second quarter to get back into the game. That's as poorly as they've shot in the third. They're 3 of 18. Mirotic hits on the first. Bargnani, who gave the Nets a spark early in this game, checks back in. He replaces Thaddeus Young, who is still questioning Nick Booker. Second attempt here for Mirotic, who shot 80% as a rookie. NBA All-Rookie team last season when he averaged 10.2 points and 4.5 rebounds per game. The Bulls are 14 of 14 at the free throw line. Sloan, stutter step, no. Sloan trying to follow amongst the trees. Kick out. Johnson, that's a long three. Doesn't go. Bargnani crashing the boards. Controlled by Gasol. Rebounding numbers now even, 29 apiece. Brooks is in. Left-handed delivery. Aaron Brooks into the bag of tricks.
Scorers find a way to score. Penetration that time. He knocks down perimeter shots as well. Joe Johnson trying to figure out the Bulls defense.
Johnson can't buy one. He's now 3 of 13 from the field. 8 points, 8 rebounds for Johnson. The Nets are down 13. Just like that. We approach 4 minutes to go in the third. Mirotic lines it up. Bottom, a three. That matches the largest lead of the night. It's an 11-0 run for Chicago. Mirotic, 10 points, 8 boards.
And I think you said the surprising thing is how quickly this has opened up to a 16-point lead.
Lopez, no. And a loose ball foul against Bargnani, throwing his body around, and the Nets are over the limit. Hollis Jefferson is trying to check in. Bulls are going to shoot free throws here. So Lionel Hollins saw his team show fight in that second quarter. But here in the third, the bottom has dropped out. At the free throw line is Mirotic, the 24-year-old from Montenegro.
The game began really the same way as this stretch has gone recently here, where the starters on the floor couldn't make a shot, couldn't get an open look down. And Chicago wound up running their offense, getting the looks that they wanted, and made the shots. That's how the game opened up in the beginning, and that's how the game is here now in the third quarter once again.
This feels like the first quarter. 3:44 to play in the third. Mirotic drains a pair. 7 of the first 10 games for the Nets are on the road. 10 of the first 15 in a challenging schedule with San Antonio and Memphis coming up in a back-to-back Friday and Saturday night. Bogdanovich gives up his dribble. Sloan with 7 to shoot. Sloan the crossover. Tip in, Bargnani. That won't go, but Lopez is there, and finally the cover comes off the basket.
I like this combination of Lopez and Bargnani. I want to see how they play together now because of Bargnani's ability to not only make shots, but we saw him be aggressive and put it on the floor in that first half.
That ball was tipped by Johnson, so that allowed Moore to go back to get it in the backcourt. Mirotic lines it up, short. Long rebound, Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich on a push. Bogdanovich to the rim. Rebounded by Mirotic. So he wanted the quick shot, wanted to instigate some action. Brooks, he can heat up in a hurry. Aaron Brooks, he's played with Houston, Phoenix, Sacramento, Denver, Chicago, China. The one constant, he could score everywhere.
And
Brooks
he
has come off
speaks
the
a lot of
bench.
languages, by the way, too.
Maybe 2. Coming up tonight after the postgame, keep it right here on Yes for an all-new episode of Center Stage presented by your Tri-State Land Rover retailers. Host Michael Kay sits down with legendary UConn women's basketball coach Gino Auriemma to chronicle his Hall of Fame career. Catch the premiere tonight after the postgame only on Yes.
DirecTV, Optimum, and Time Warner cable customers. Now you can watch Brooklyn Nets basketball on the go. Just takes a few easy steps. Go to the App Store, download Fox Sports Go. Sign in using your TV provider username and password. Then select Yes and start watching the Brooklyn Nets while on the go. Visit FoxSportsGo.com for more information.
The shooting by quarter, Mike. The Nets 8 of 20 in the first quarter, 16 of 23 in the second quarter. But here in the third, 4 of 26. And they trail 84-65. Bulls are shooting 53% from the field, balanced scoring. Every starter has scored in double digits, and Aaron Brooks has come off the bench to score 12. Thomas Robinson is in the game with Hollis Jefferson, Sloan, Bargnani, and Bogdanovich. Lob it in for Sloan. Bogdanovich trying to get it to Bargnani. And a foul called against Mirotic. That is number 3. Mirotic raising his arm, indicating that, yes, it is on him.
You saw him really fight the post up that time. He started behind, realized he was in trouble, came around in front of it, and relied on the people behind him to come on the lob pass.
12 to shoot. Robinson way outside, not a threat from there. The cutter, Bargnani, foul called on Mirotic. And this one he disagrees with. He agreed with the last two, but this one was just over the line for Nikola Mirotic.
Well, as you know, there have been players in the NBA who have never fouled, if you ask them. They just have never committed a personal foul. Mirotic might be one of them.
Well, no, he accepted that he fouled earlier, so he has shown another side. Yes Mo is presented by Nissan. Did he get him?
Yeah, he got him.
Yeah, that would be a
got
yes.
him like 2 inches below the wrist.
Yes.
So that's a foul.
84-66. Bargnani now with 8 points as he hits the second. Nets are 11 of 13 at the free throw line. Bulls have not missed a free throw. 16 of 16. Mirotic, bump from Bargnani. Joakim Noah, 2-man game with Mirotic, 7 to shoot. Fendoff, deflection. Bargnani makes the play defensively, and Robinson moves it ahead for Sloan.
Did a heck of a job that time, Bargnani, defensively, and it was more than one effort.
Here's Bargnani, one-on-one with Mirotic, fakes him out. Bargnani to the hoop, wraparound, doesn't go. Bargnani fights for it and scores on the interior. Andrea Bargnani sticks with the play.
He got himself turned backwards, didn't know how to get that first shot up there.
84-69, weaving through traffic. And the layup goes for McDermott. Doug McDermott has come in and made a couple of shots.
You look for your offense from the second unit. You got Brooks out there, McDermott out there, and Mirotic. You can provide points.
This is a deep Chicago team playing without Mike Dunleavy. Corner. They give Hollis Jefferson the jumper. It goes in and out. That lefty delivery from Hollis Jefferson. McDermott kick out. Mirotic fakes out Robinson. Brooks puts it on the floor. They draw defenders and it leaves an open man, McDermott. Rebound is snared by Bargnani. We are under a minute to play now in the third. Bulls up by 17 on Brooklyn. Bargnani lines it up. That's short, air ball. He was looking for a call against Noah.
You mentioned no Dunleavy and how deep this Bulls team is. And keep this in mind also. Kirk Hinrich has not played yet. Didn't play last night. Hasn't played yet this evening. A veteran guy who can play both positions, point guard or off guard. Very good defender, smart, veteran defender. And they really like their youngster, Bobby Portis. He hasn't gotten a chance to play. He's one of those long, athletic players that can give you a lot of energy. And they like a lot of things about him. They say he's kind of like a Horace Grant, but a little better. He makes shots with more range on his shots. And They think very highly of him.
Well, there is the veteran Kurt Heinrich stealing with a little strawberry under the right eye.
No, that's a bruise. It's a cut.
Oh, it's a bruise? How did he get it?
Got whacked in practice, a little elbow, guarding Derrick Rose.
Well, Joakim Noah. He's got Brooklyn roots. Attended Poly Prep, one of 3 high schools he attended, along with the UN school and Lawrenceville in New Jersey, for going to Florida and winning back-to-back NCAA titles for Billy Donovan, now the head coach in Oklahoma City. Hollis Jefferson. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. It goes. Good touch for the 20-year-old from Chester, Pennsylvania, Rondé Hollis Jefferson. 86-71 Chicago. Too late. McDermott wouldn't have counted. The Nets shot 6 of 31 in the third quarter. The Bulls take advantage, and they lead it by 15 as we go to the fourth. 86-71, the Bulls trying to improve to 2-0. Nets looking to win their 4th straight home opener. Nets basketball on Yes is brought to you by Cricket Wireless, where you can get a whole lot of network for not a lot of dough. By Dodge, born Dodge. And by Ticketmaster, the official way to buy and sell verified Brooklyn Nets and Barclays Center tickets. We start the 4th quarter in Brooklyn, 86-71. The Bulls leading the Nets. Ian Eagle, Mike Fratello, Sarah Kustok, the rest of our Yes Network crew, Frank DeGrace, producer, director John Wilson, Lee Lipschutz in tape, Ian O'Reilly working the graphics, Bob Lorenz, Jim Spinarkle also on hand for post-game duties. Bogdanovich in there with Bargnani, Larkin, Hollis Jefferson, and Robinson. Bogdanovich, no. Robinson, offensive rebound, lost the ball as he put it down low. Brooks is running into the front row and nearly knocked over a beer.
What happened is that defender got in his way when he was up in the air, so he had to reach around and wrap it from behind. And that's what made the pass to the wing so late and so far behind him.
Bogdanovich a spin. Feathery touch. Just isn't working right now. And the Nets are down to under 40% from the field. That was mistimed, but fortunate the ricochet went back out to Moore for the deuce. 88-71. E'Twaun Moore has come off the bench to score 6. And a foul call. It will be Brooks. Number 3 on Aaron Brooks. First team foul against the Bulls, 1 minute into the 4th. Moore, McDermott, Brooks, Noah, and Gibson. 5 on the floor for Chicago. Here's Larkin trying to use the Robinson screen. 9 to shoot. Larkin to Robinson, shovel shot, no. He knew he missed it right away.
Yeah, he's worried about Noah's length, so he tried to get it up there quickly before Noah could come back and challenge it.
Robinson is 1 of 3 from the field.
We got an offensive foul right here.
It is. It's Gibson picking it up. And the Bulls turn it over. That's 15 turnovers now for Chicago. Nets have turned it over 10 times.
The Bulls have done a much better job in the second half. Bargnani with the wide open jump shot, just a little bit short.
Here's Gibson one-on-one with Bargnani. The spin. The step through. Gibson can't get it to drop. Rebounded by Robinson. Larkin moves it ahead on a crossover. A switch. Small against big. Bargnani, the drive. It's good and a foul.
Like a little bit of what you see with Bargnani.
No doubt.
Yeah, you know what? I'm impressed at the defensive end, because even that last time he did a good job against Gibson, who was posted up and lost the handle, found it, never lost his concentration, kisses it off the glass, and now a chance for the three-point play.
So Bargnani in double figures, 12 points, 5 of 11 from the field. Tack on one more. He's a career 82% shooter. That's got him at a bargain price, and they're hoping he can man the role of offense off the bench in that front court. Moore loses the ball. Another cough up by Chicago. That's 16 turnovers now. Larkin working the Bargnani screen. The pull-up pops. Book it.
He's got 2 screens from his big men, wound up clearing space, and that time he knocks down the mid-range jumper.
So the Nets cut it to 12, going on a run. Larkin tracks it down. A 3-on-2, but Larkin couldn't control. Brooks ahead. The jump shot goes. E'Twaun Moore. It was like a power play for the Bulls.
And he's always under control that time. He saw out of the left side the defender coming back from Brooklyn, so he pump fake, got him out of the way, and then knocks it down.
Bargnani, the answer. Andrea Bargnani hits the intermediate jump shot, and the Nets are down 13. Moore's shot was a 3-pointer, and he's now at 9 points off the bench. Jumper doesn't go for Brooks. Long rebound. Hollis Jefferson is running. Bulls looking for floor balance defensively, and they get it. Larkin using the Bargnani screen. Hollis Jefferson set it up for Robinson. Faked on the give and go. Robinson is fouled by Noah. 2 free throws as again this second unit showing some spunk. A timeout. Tonight's game summary is presented by Land Rover. 91-78 Bulls. Chicago 9 of 22 from 3-point territory. The Nets are 0 of 7. The last time the Nets took an offer in a game from 3-point range. No 3-pointers made. On this date, 2009, Nets fans may remember opening night in Minnesota. Nets blew a big lead and then lost at the buzzer. Damian Wilkins gave the Timberwolves the victory. The Nets finished that season 12-70. 36 points in that second quarter. That's a franchise record for the Nets. Most points in any quarter in a season opener. So the Nets down by 13 with 8:38 to play. 14th year the YES Network has been your home for Nets basketball. And always anticipation when the new season gets underway. For the Nets, questions about how this roster will pan out with some holdovers. Brook Lopez, Joe Johnson, Bojan Bogdanovic, Markel Brown, Jared Jack, Sergei Karasev, but a lot of new faces.
And let's remember, in all fairness, the Chicago Bulls have one of the deepest rosters in the league. You can go compare them to, Cleveland has a very, very deep roster. There's probably 5 teams that have really deep rosters in the NBA. And Brooklyn does not have that depth. They have young guys. They have a couple of veteran guys that are going to be their go-to guys. But one clearly key piece is missing, and that's Jack, who will bring it down, get him into sets. At the same time, he'll have his big scoring nights every now and then.
Gibson is fouled by Bargnani. So free throws here for Taj Gibson, his first attempts of the night. For the ultimate corporate outing, the Brooklyn Nets have you covered. Visit Barclays Center with your company to represent Brooklyn at a Nets game. Hospitality options include food and drink packages for your choosing. To get your group tickets now, call 855-GROUP-BK or visit brooklynnets.com/groups. Thomas Robinson sits. Brook Lopez will replace him. So this is the Lopez-Bargnani pairing with Bogdanovic, Larkin, and Hollis Jefferson rounding out the 5 on the floor. Kirk Hinrich making his season debut. He's in there now for Chicago, along with E'Twaun Moore in the backcourt. Larkin beats Hinrich off the dribble. Tip it is good, and a foul off the Larkin miss. Brook Lopez playing big, and a chance at a 3-point play.
How about that? The left arm comes out of the pack, all the red jerseys around it. Brook Lopez follows up. And there you'll see him get that left arm up, bang it in off the glass. He gets fouled on a terrific play that time. Look at it. Keeping it alive. had to bring it back to the left a little bit to get that tip in right in line with the square.
18 points, 6 rebounds for Lopez. There really is no reason why he shouldn't average a double-double. The rebounding numbers, you believe, can be improved for Lopez.
Without question. Rebounding is effort. And I had Pau Gasol early on in his career in Memphis, and I used to talk to him all the time about Pau. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be a double-figure rebounder for the whole season. I'm not talking about just 10 nights out. I mean, the whole year, you should average 10 or more rebounds a game. And, you know, it took him a long time before he got to that point. It's just going after every rebound.
McDermott beats the buzzer with a 3-ball. Doug McDermott from long range, the National College Player of the Year in 2014 from Creighton. 95-81. Nets were trying to make a move on Chicago. Bogdanovich to Lopez. Shot clock's down to 5. Lopez drives in on Noah. Oh, it's good! Lopez, an opportunity for 3. A nearly impossible angle on the baseline fade.
He used the glass on that one, falling behind the backboard. Watch this one. He's behind it, a little piece of the top of the board, and bangs it in.
Using the muscle, taking it at Noah. McDermott just beat the shot clock on that 3-pointer. That gave the Bulls a 14-point lead. Lopez can now cut it to 11, and does. 95-84. We have just over 7 minutes to play in the 4th. Jimmy Butler is back in for Chicago. Butler has put up 14 points in 28 minutes of action. Bargnani shows defensively, now backs off. Noah, crossover. Noah misses with a left hand. Rebounded by Bargnani. That's his 6th board of the night. And trying to get into a set here with Johnson against Butler. 14 to shoot. High screen, Lopez. Johnson fending off. 10 to shoot. Swing it for Lopez. 5 to shoot. Clear out. Lopez loses it. Noah takes it away. Johnson tips the ball, and the Nets have got it. Bogdanovich attack mode. He's fouled. 2 free throws coming up, and a chance to cut this lead to single digits with 6:28 remaining.
Beautiful job, just by getting a hand out in transition. Noah comes up with it, kicks it out, and there you see Joe Johnson stick the arm up. He gets a deflection, and now Noah has 5 fouls on him at this point in the game.
Bojan Bogdanovich at the line where he is 1 of 1. Gasol has popped off the bench, ready to check in. Bogdanovich knocks down the first. Derrick Rose will return as well. Noah sits. And McDermott will head to the sideline for Chicago. So it's Butler, Rose, Gibson, Gasol, and Heinrich for the Bulls. Larkin, Bogdanovich, Lopez, Bargnani, and Johnson for Brooklyn. 2 out of 2 for Bogdanovich. It's a 15-7 run for the Nets. 95-86, Chicago. Rose, defended by Larkin, gets the step, misses on the push shot, long rebound. Johnson trying to grab it, knocked out of his hands, but it ricocheted off of Johnson, out of bounds with 8 to shoot. Nets never had clear possession, so the shot clock is at 8. Rose will toss it in for Butler. Turnaround. Oh, that is a tough delivery. Jimmy Butler with a contested 3.
What a difficult shot. Turn 2, we had 5 seconds left on the 24-second clock, and just let it fly. Knocks down a huge shot to stop that momentum that the Nets had built.
The Bulls are over the limit. Gibson upset with the call. Bargnani will head to the line when we come back.
Turn, look, Jimmy Butler, no hesitation, drains a big one for the Bulls. Lopez was going to have to step up this year, elevate his game to a different level to carry this team through the season. Well, tonight, giving you a little bit of everything. The face-up jumper from the top of the circle, his post moves, that time in the middle of the lane, a little bit up and underneath. Pau Gasol stepping back after he sets the screen. He hits the floater coming down the middle of the lane, and once again, so comfortable facing up, shooting that set shot, and then second and third efforts on the glass have been so important for Lopez.
Tri-State Ford presents tonight's key matchup, Gasol and Lopez. 22 for the Nets center, 9 of 16 from the field, 6 boards. Gasol, 14 points, got off to a quick start offensively, 6 of 9, 8 rebounds for the Spaniard. Andrea Bargnani, 20 minutes, 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 free throws here, trying to cut the Chicago lead to 10.
And I know I've caught myself a couple of times tonight sounding like, wow, this Bargnani's showing us some stuff. Well, he was the #1 pick in the draft back in 2006. So it's just that we in the NBA haven't seen him play enough and long enough to establish really what kind of player he is.
First European player taken #1 overall. He put up good numbers with the Toronto Raptors through the years. They rewarded him with a big contract. And was dealt to the New York Knicks, and it did not go well in Manhattan.
Did he ever get a full season?
Nope.
Under his belt?
He did not, but he's rejuvenated, he's focused. I think he wants to prove the doubters wrong. Heinrich swings it for Rose. Mismatch with Lopez. Rose jump shot off the mark. Gasol keeps it alive and taps the ball to himself. Butler camps out inside and gets it to go. Jimmy Butler.
And that all starts with Gasol reading over the court, looking over, and then just dumps it inside to Butler, who he has so much confidence in.
Butler now has 19. Markel Brown with a jump shot. His first points of the night. The Nets trail 100-90. We hit the 5-minute mark, fourth quarter.
There's still plenty of time. Force a couple turnovers, get out in the open floor. Plenty of time left for Brooklyn.
Butler gets the step, leans in on Johnson. Ball movement. Heinrich, 7 to shoot. Rose steps into the J. Doesn't go. Rebound. Bargnani able to get the body in front, and the Nets control it.
Brooklyn will live with that. They will live with Derrick Rose being a jump shooter rather than attacking the front of the rim.
Lopez the back end. Lopez step back. No. And no Nets underneath for the rebound.
Made himself small that time by falling away against Gasol.
Here's Gibson. To Gasol, little flip. Tipped in, but it was on the cylinder. Offensive interference. Basket won't count. Nets get it with 4:18 to play.
See if it's on the rim when Gibson goes up. Certainly is. Good call by the official.
Thaddeus Young is in. He replaces Andrea Bargnani. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 22 minutes of work. Markel Brown. He hits again. That is the area that had to improve for Brown to become a player at this level. Back-to-back jump shots for the second-year guard out of Oklahoma State. 44 bench points for Brooklyn. Gasol. No. Rebounded by Johnson under 4 minutes to play. The Nets down by 8. Johnson the shake and bake. Flips it. Young's jumper. Doesn't go. Lopez tracks it down and a foul. Lopez is going to the free throw line. The Bulls are over the limit. Foul called on Gibson.
That's the kind of effort you hope you get. Brook Lopez down in the paint area. Look, holding his ground. He's jumping against 3 red jerseys. Busts out of there and comes up with the ball first.
Tonight, Lopez is 4 of 5 at the free throw line. Hey, Nets fans, check out netstore.com, the official online store of the Brooklyn Nets. Tonight's item of the game, purchase the Adidas Quick Draw t-shirt for a discounted price, $15 when you enter offer code Brooklyn at checkout. Log on to netstore.com. That's netstore.com. Get your Nets gear tonight. Snell has checked in for Chicago, and the Nets are down by 6. 3:38 remaining.
Giving themselves a chance right now. They got to play good defense and rebound the basketball. Don't leave those three-point shooters wide open.
Gasol hands to Rose. Shot clock's down to 10. Brown draws the assignment, working over the screen. Mirotic, drive and kick. Ball was tipped. Shot clock is down to 3. Rose with 2, with 1. Rose, fake shot is good. Big time play from Derrick Rose. Brown trying to catch the Bulls napping, and he draws the foul.
It's almost like Brooklyn stopped playing for a second or two, and that ball rolled out towards half court. There's a deflection. Watch, everybody's kind of standing around. Brown looked down the other end to see how much time was left, and that's when Rose took off to his right. Clearly that shot was out of his hand when it got to 0.
Markel Brown will shoot a pair of free throws. Was dealing with that oblique injury in the preseason. But Brown has made some impact plays here in the 4th. And the first free throw is no good. Nets had cut it to 6. They were trying to stop Rose on the drive. Instead, they're down 8 with one more free throw for Markel Brown. He splits a pair. 102-95, Chicago. Outside, Butler splits defenders. Butler drive and kick. Mirotic open 3. Book it. From downtown, Nikola Mirotic has been a thorn in the net side. Timeout, Brooklyn.
Chicago got what they wanted. A little bit of dribble handoff to start, then they reversed the ball and threw right back to the same side. There's the kick out. Butler collapsed the defense. Mirotic wide open for 3.
The Brooklyn Nets are back in action Friday night. Big road test against the San Antonio Spurs and their newest member of the squad, LaMarcus Aldridge. Coverage begins Friday, 8 o'clock, right here on Yes. And it's streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Opening week on Yes, presented by Cricket Wireless.
After the final buzzer, don't miss an opening night edition of Verizon Fios Nets postgame with on-site coverage here at the Barclays Center. Get highlights and analysis of tonight's game from Bob Lorenz and Jim Spanarfo. Plus, Sarah Kustok will have the locker room reaction. It's all coming up on the Verizon Fios Nets postgame.
Good read, Mike. Very strong.
How do you know I didn't have that memorized?
Oh, I'm sorry. You just had that off the top of your head. Foul called on Rose. And remember, Rose got a technical earlier. He just questioned the call from Derek Stafford. Didn't say the magic word. So Markel Brown is headed back to the line. And the best part for the Nets is it didn't take a whole lot of time.
And the clock is stopped, and you put points on the board for your team when you get fouled in this situation.
Rondé Hollis Jefferson getting ready to check in. But you got to make free throws. And Brown has made 1 out of 3.
You know, this is so similar to last night's game where Cleveland kept hanging around. There was about 1:15 left. They were down 8. Looked like, well, this thing is over now. And then suddenly Kevin Love hits 2 3-pointers, and they're back in a 2-point game.
Problem for the Nets, they have made no 3-pointers tonight. 0 of 7 from 3-point territory. It's been 6 years since they played in a game where they didn't make a 3. 105-96, Chicago. Butler, 10 to shoot. Butler makes his move. Gives it up, Gasol. Shot clock is down to 7. Gasol, the back in on Lopez. That's a fadeaway. It's good. That's tough. Now Gasol knocks it down.
He's not shooting it over a 6-foot guard, or 6'2" guard. He's shooting it over Brook Lopez, who is big and long.
16 points, 9 rebounds for the veteran. 9 to shoot. We approach 2 minutes to play. Johnson gets rid of it. Markel Brown with 3. Down to 2. Lopez. He's got it. With 1:59 on the clock, the Nets trail 107-98, but they have to come up with some stops on this end. Bulls using time. 10 to shoot. High screen, Gasol. Butler uses it, fires up the three, and drains it. Jimmy Butler. Ice.
Does he miss an open big shot? Because everyone that they've needed from him, he's knocked them down.
22 for Butler. Young on a spin, stripped the ball by Rose. And the Bulls have it. Butler is hit at midcourt. Nets had a foul to give, and they give it with 1:26 to play. Bulls will have it on the side. They've got a comfortable lead and the ball.
Somebody has to take it out for Chicago. The officials ready to play.
And delay a game is called because nobody came over to trigger the basketball. And now Fred Hoiberg will use a 20-second timeout.
Fred's going to remind them, guys, one of you has to be willing to go over and pass the ball in bounds.
The inbound process doesn't begin until a player takes the ball from the official, but it requires a player to be
in the vicinity.
Of the official to get the ball.
That would help.
Saturday afternoon, don't miss an action-packed ACC football matchup. Georgia Tech takes on Virginia in Charlottesville. The action kicks off Saturday, 3 o'clock, right here on Yes.
Georgia Tech have a big upset win.
They did. Paul Johnson, former head coach at Navy, now the head coach of the Yellow Jackets, getting it done over Florida State.
Like a crazy last-second type thing, right?
Yeah, you're all over it, Mike. I mean, you don't know any of the particulars, but you have a real sense of what happened in that game.
It's kind of a generalization, is it?
Yeah, blocked field goal attempts, scooped up, and they score to win the game.
Is that where everybody was like standing around looking down?
Yes. In fact, some of the players told the other players, don't touch the football.
So then one of them was smart enough to go pick it up and run.
Mike, all it takes is one.
Yeah.
110 to 98.
In fact, number one is taking it out.
It's Derrick Rose. Get it in for Butler. He's defended by Johnson. We're down to 1:20 to play, and the Bulls up by double digits on the Nets. Butler rocking the baby to sleep, 6 to shoot. Butler takes it in for the jam. That's a grown man's move from Jimmy Butler. Nets are down 14. Johnson gets to pad the numbers on the other end with 1:02 left. And a delay of game as Johnson knocked the ball after it went through the hoop, which is no longer legal in the NBA. Johnson has 10 points, but the Nets are down by 12. Butler watched by Johnson.
They'll run the same middle high pick and roll when it gets down around 9 or 8 seconds left. That's when this all comes up and sets the screen.
5 to shoot. Mirotic, deep three. Oh, he's got it. Nikola Mirotic from way downtown Brooklyn. Johnson can't answer. Offensive rebound, kick out, Bogdanovic. A three on the way, no good. Young going up high, but he can't grab it. The Nets are 0 of 8 from three-point territory. The Bulls have made their last 6 shots to put this game away. Two and a half second difference, shot clock to game clock. Rose with 3 seconds, with 2. Rose, that was late. 24-second violation. And they will put some time back on the clock.
The coach says probably one of the times you'd rather see Rose just stop and shoot a jumper so that nobody gets hurt.
Markel Brown will shoot it. And that'll do it. For the first time since the Nets moved to Brooklyn, they do not win their home opener. 115 to 100, the Bulls knock off the Nets. The start of the season, not the way the Nets pictured it. The Chicago Bulls back-to-back wins over Cleveland last night and the Nets tonight. We'll come back with more after this on Yes.